one who knows nothing can understand nothing. Plunge deeper into the darkness, and your heart will grow even stronger.
Good tidings, everybody, and welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. This is episode number 147 and the longest-running Kingdom Hearts podcast that you've ever known. I'm Mike, and with me, as always, is my brother Jason. Through the technology of the internet, he is here with me. Hi, Jason.
Hi.
So we're here, and we got a semi-big announcement to make before we get into stuff. So we had mentioned before, I don't know if you guys remember a few episodes back, we had our good friends Lans and KH Guides on to talk about KH20, their event. You remember that, Jason?
Dude, I remember, and not only is his name Lans, his name is Lands of Masters, for anyone who doesn't know. Fucking disrespectful, dude. He's a master.
Dude,
okay?
he's my friend, so I was just referring to him how I refer to him.
Yeah, but you still gotta put respect on his name, dude.
There's tons of respect for Lans from me. He's juiced. But we said we would be submitting something for the KH20 event run by those guys and a lot of other really lovely people. The online version, yes, because we will not be able to attend the in-person part. And I am here to announce that our event got accepted. Dun, 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 dun,
I'm not
dun,
banned?
dun. We're not banned. So on March 15th, which is a Tuesday, at 5 p.m. EST at twitch.tv/Super SpikeGhetti Bros, we will be hosting our part of the event. And I bet you're all wondering, what is your part of the event? What are you going to be doing for the? Are you just going to do another live podcast? LOL. No, we actually do know. Jason and we'll be doing a randomizer race. No, I hear you guys right now.
Something that everybody else has done already?
Randomizer race? You guys, why are you guys just doing the same shit? What the fuck? Like, I hear you guys, right?
We hear you.
But this is different.
I hear you shit talking.
I hear you shit talking me right now. I hear you shit talking me for clout. I hear it. But here's the deal. Here's what's really happening. We are doing a randomizer race. And the difference is we are running two different games against each other. Jason will be running the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer, and I will be running the Kingdom Hearts 3 randomizer. And we will be going head-to-head. And whoever finishes first wins.
Wins everything.
It's like when in the olden times when you'd have a boxer fight a wrestler, dude. You don't know what's going to happen. They're two different styles.
They're two completely different things.
They're out there. They're crazy.
They're both about fighting. But we have no fucking clue who will win.
Exactly. And some of you are like, wow, Jason's really good at the KH2 randomizer. Mike, are you sure that this is what you should do? I mean, honestly, it's going to be pretty tough for you to beat him with the KH3 randomizer. You know what I say to you? You're right, but fuck you. I'm going to win.
Well, also, for those of you who know settings of randomizers and stuff, I'm going to have everything on because it's it could potentially be a very long seed.
Yeah,
you know?
Where I'm going to have nothing on. I mean, I'm going to be naked.
He's going to be butt-ass naked.
Butt-ass naked. No, I'm going to have some settings. I'm going to have some specific settings.
If you will. We're
not going to... Kingdom Hearts 3 right now is a longer randomizer run typically, so we're going to tweak some stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's what's happening. That's what we're doing. I hope you guys will please look forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be juiced.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be fun as hell.
It's going to be great. It's going to be juiced. It's going to be fun as hell. We really appreciate Lands and Guides and everybody else allowing us into the event. I know we're some despicable individuals, and we say and do some things that are despicable. Cretinous even. We're a cretinous bunch, but we love that we are welcomed into the Kingdom Hearts community with open arms as a cretinous bunch. So thank you guys.
Regardless of cretinage.
Regardless of cretinage or where we come from, we are valued. That being said, we have a lot on the docket coming up. Let's recap it here, Jason. It's not like we're recapping it because we have nothing else to talk about. We're just gonna recap.
There's a lot on the docket.
There's a lot on the docket
now.
Right. There's a lot on the docket, you guys. So
it's not that there's a ton of stuff coming up later. And that's taking all of our brain power and thought and free time.
No.
It's that there's just so much going on, even right now.
So let's lay it out here. Let's lay it out for everybody. Right now, on Twitch, Jason and I are playing through Chrono Trigger. Jason's playing for the first time. We're
really fun.
little over halfway through the game. It's really fun. Leading into April, well,
I thought it was gonna be overrated, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, you know what? Everyone's always dick riding Chrono Trigger. Like, I'm probably gonna be let down by this boomer ass game, dude. But it was actually good mode so far.
So that's gonna lead into April when we're gonna play Chrono Cross when the remaster comes out, my favorite game of all time. Also, in March 15th, like we said, we got KH20 coming up.
Yep.
Where we are going to do that fun randomizer race. Take your bets. Who's going to win, me or Jason? Probably Jason, but it could be me.
Winnable?
Then
Team Mike?
On date to be decided on one of the 3 days of... Well, actually, the Friday of March Caprice, which the date escapes me, from what I understand, is when we will be doing Family Feud. Regular Pat's Family Feud.
Yo!
And we will be taking on the Water family. Teams to be decided. Teams to be decided, but Jason and I got a good idea of who our family is, you know?
Yeah, dude. It makes sense, dude.
Right. And we're, it's going to be like, we asked 100 Kingdom Hearts fans what is actually under regular Pat's hat. And then it's going to come up to me and I'm going to go, well, Pat, I got to tell you, it's going to be one of those cowlicks. And he's going to go, let's see a cowlick. Bing! Cowlick! And then Jason's going to come up and he goes, well, Pat.
You got to know what, Pat? I'm going to have to say a penis, Pat. There's no way that hat stands up that straight all the fucking time. It's a penis, Pat.
A penis?
That's right,
Pat. Lord, he said penis.
That's right, Pat.
Let's see if Let's see if the penis is up there.
That's a good answer.
And I'm like, oh, it's up there, Pat. It's up there.
That's a good answer.
And he's like, let's see penis. Ding. And then he's like,
oh my God.
I do this bit every time. So that's going to happen March Caprice. And then one of the days of March Caprice, we are going to have our live podcast where we tier list your favorite Kingdom Hearts cutscenes, which hopefully you got them all in because the list is finalized now.
The list has been finalized.
I mean, actually, Jason and I are gonna add a couple scenes, but
you
guys missed some, show. You idiots. But we're gonna tier list them for you guys.
You guys didn't put the part where Yensid looks at Chip and Dale in the freaking KH3 ending, dude.
Well, I mean, they just put the KH3 ending, but
no, but specifically that scene,
and that's good enough, I think.
I don't know, dude. Not for me.
Shit, what day is the actual KH20 event?
It's the same weekend, like the live stuff.
No, it's in April. The actual anniversary.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about like the actual, as in like the in person.
No, KH20 is live. Is that weekend?
Yeah, so KH20th.
Yeah, but the KH20th event that Square Enix is putting on, that they will not be streaming,
but will release at a later date.
April 10th.
That's some bullshit, dude. Are you kidding me?
Oh, we'll know all about it.
All the way out in April?
We have some people. We have a man or two on the inside, you know?
Yo? Multiple men?
No, that's not true. We don't. But
multiple women is what he meant to say.
Multiple men and women. So that will be then, and we'll find out more then. You got to figure Dark Road's on the docket, right?
I don't know, dude. I don't think so. I don't know, dude. At this point, it's like... I don't know, dude. I feel like they forgot about this shit.
It's possible.
I feel like they forgot about it. Like, it's a story that wasn't going to be told, and then the animators were like, yo, we need our jobs, please let us make another game. no one else will hire us for full-time jobs to do this fucking little chibi art. And when their mouth moves, it just does a little bop, 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 bop.
Bop, bop, bop. And then after that, we'll know a lot more about what's coming up for Kingdom Hearts, and that's going to be an exciting time. But also in May, we have our charity live stream, May 19th
Yeah, dude.
through May 22nd, where we will be playing Skyrim and getting the Platinum Trophy. Some tell us it can't be done. You know what I say to those
haters, wait, okay. Also, we said this on the stream. For anyone who has not been a part of our annual charity stream, it's been nonstop banger content, guys.
Yeah.
We put on a freaking show for days on end. Okay? This doesn't just entail us playing Skyrim and we're sitting there and we're eating Doritos and drinking Mountain Dew, dude. This is an event for charity. We go all out. That's called donation incentives. Not even just like, okay, you hit this amount and this happens. Also, like, you donate $20, we spin the wheel, dude, or whatever amount that we determined. I think it was $20 last year, right?
Yeah,
or 25. I can't remember.
It might have been 25.
Things will happen immediately. So it's not like, okay, I'm donating to charity because it's a good cause, and also something might happen if we reach a goal. Like, no, shit will happen immediately, bro. It's freaking awesome. We do other things other than just playing Skyrim. There'll be other things that will happen. I don't want to spoil anything, but like, we put production value into this stuff, dude. This is next level. Don't miss it. Mark your freaking calendars, dude.
Definitely. It's going to be a fun time. We're really excited. We still have yet to announce what charity we're raising money for, but we promise it will be a charity that means a lot to us and hopefully means a lot to you.
Yeah.
And then, so that's kind of the docket until May. But also on top of that, dude, we got some. We are TM content men TM this year, right?
Yep.
So we just filmed the stupidest video of all time.
Yeah, we were like, "Yo, let's put this on the podcast," but now I don't know, dude.
It didn't make sense as podcast content, so we're literally just going to make it. It's a video.
This is its own video.
And I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's ridiculous. We just had our Twitch stream video. Our clips of 2021 come out.
Okay. Our Twitch stream video. What the fuck does that mean?
No. The clips of 2021 that just came out.
All the top clips of 2021.
Yeah, and it's a real fun video. There's some more Keyblade Wars coming eventually.
You already know.
I have a I mentioned my KH Cloud speedrun video. That's coming. And on top of that, just banger content that we're going to continue to release all year because we are Content Men TM.
TM.
Including this banger of a podcast episode.
Dude.
Where we're
in purgatory because there's nothing going on right now, and we're so close to so much info, dude.
Like, we're so close. We're just we're on the precipice of glory.
We're chomping at the bit,
and
whatever the fuck that means, dude. But I'm chomping the bit.
What does that mean?
I'm chomping at the bit.
Wait, what does chomping at the bit mean? Hold on.
I don't know, dude. Chomping at the bit. That's me though. You look up chomping at the bit on Google, and it's just me.
Chomping at the bit.
But I'm having a bad hair day, so don't look it up.
Meaning. Well, I know what it means, I guess. How does it...
Everyone, yeah, you can guess what it means.
What does it
come from? I'm chomping at the bit. I'm frothing at the mouth, dude.
Okay, it's used to liken someone to an overexcited horse straining against its bit, the metal piece of the harness that fits between its jaws.
That's exactly me. That's exactly me.
So you're like ready to roll, dude. You're chomping at your bit. Your jockey's behind you, like, easy, girl, dude. Easy. And you're just chomping at the bit, dude.
I'm just chomping at it.
Oh my god, dude. Chomping. Chompers. A heckin' chomper, if you will. Nah, I'm just saying things.
Everything's just been going pretty swell, dude. The stream, it's been fun. The podcast, it's been fun. We're making extra stuff.
True.
Like, I'm not trying. I'm. This is not a bit. I'm not trying to just reiterate everything we just said just to say it. But like literally everything's just been going good. I started a new job and I'm loving it.
Oh yeah.
It's chill. And yeah, it's just been going great. It's only gonna get better.
You've just been chomping at the bit, man.
I've just been chomping at the bit in real life.
I'm gonna start using that, but like a different meaning. So like when I'm doing a bit on stream or whatever, and someone starts trying to hate on my bit, I'm gonna be like, man, you're really chomping at the bit,
You're
all
just
right?
chomping at the bit, aren't you?
Just chomping at the bit. That's funny.
just chomping at the bit, dude.
Wow, Sean, you're really chomping at my bit right now, dude.
Okay, when you say my bit, that's a bit weird.
Sean, you're chomping at my tiny little bit, okay? Did you cut it out?
Stop chomping at it.
Stop chomping at my bit. Sean in particular. Bro, I'm also pretty excited because yeah, you know what? We're just chatting now, guys. This is the Just Chatting podcast. March 13th, dude, we get to go see Coheed and Cambria, dude.
Yeah.
And
we haven't seen them enough.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's not like we went on a boat in October and saw them, but like I don't know, they got new music and stuff, and
it's always a good time.
Yeah, and I miss going to concerts. I used to go to concerts all the time, and then COVID, kind of took that from me, and now I'm getting back into the swing of it, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, bring me to a concert.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, also, it's just like, it's been definitely so weird the last several years where it's like, it just feels like even like music in general has felt like kind of weird, right? Where it's like, it's almost like, especially at the beginning of everything that was going on, like, oh, let me just wait till this is done and then drop my music or whatever, right? Because then, oh yeah, because I want my album to be like, the summertime album that like really pops off or whatever. But it's like if everybody's just not doing shit.
Yeah, no, all industries are like that, right? We're like that, right? Like everything stops, and it's pretty crazy to think about. And like
for sure,
we were at home a ton, and it's crazy.
Thriving.
It's what's crazy about it is like part of me is like, man, we really could have taken more advantage of that time we had to like stream and do stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we kind of didn't really start streaming full swing till like after I went back to work.
Yeah, that's true.
And part of that, like we were like adjusting to like, Tara was living with us, and
I was not a normal human being.
Yeah, you struggled quite a bit with the pandemic as far as like you're the kind of person that can really just be alone.
Yeah.
And like
just alone.
And I'm like that to a certain degree, and I'm very happy that Tara was there, because otherwise I would have just become cretinous.
You would have yeah, you would have become cretinous. Then he would just come and like stand in my doorway or some shit and be like, "So what you doing?"
Yeah.
Or some shit.
Yeah. But it was funny because I know I've said this before, but like, okay, Tara and I would go to bed at a decent time, right? Because like it's not like now where I'm at, like right now she's sleeping here at the new house and she can't hear me, and I'm not keeping her up by being up, right?
Yeah.
It's like 1:30 in the morning. But there, like, there wasn't even a wall separating us, so I couldn't just be like this cretin that stayed up all night playing League of Legends or whatever. And I'd be like, I'd go brush my teeth in the bathrooms right by your room, and you would just be having the fucking time of your life.
Yeah, dude.
Playing League and shit, and I'd be like, fuck.
We're playing League, we're playing Destiny 2. I was playing Halo 3 Kingdoms, or Total War 3 Kingdoms with Dom. We went through we went through so many phases. It was like a hyperbolic time chamber, dude. We had the Minecraft phase. We were playing Civilization. We were playing like Destiny PvP. We were playing freaking League of Legends. We were playing freaking everything under the sun, dude.
But at the same time,
I was sleeping like 6 hours a day.
Right.
Or no, more like I was either sleeping like 4 hours or I was sleeping like 12. It was like so bad.
Right. And as much as I was like, yo, I wish that was me, I'm glad it wasn't, because I think, when, not that everything's completely back to normal, but when people were starting to get out there and do stuff again, you kind of struggled with that, right? You were like,
what was nice is that like our job at the time, like my job at the time, it was like a very comfortable place, so it wasn't like very hard to adjust back into it right away. It was definitely weird as far as like sleep schedule. Like
right.
I was like, oh my god.
Because you would be up at
And
all hours of
then
the night.
yeah, and then well with like because it was like it felt like everybody's was pretty messed up. Like I would go upstairs at like 2 in the morning, and both my parents would be up, and I'm like, what the hell? And that would happen like multiple times. Um, like they'd just be watching like Disney Plus or something, you know?
Right. Well, I
Uh,
mean, we get the night owl thing from somewhere. You know what I mean? It's not like
right, for sure.
it's
for
not like we're
sure.
just naturally like that. Like we obviously get it from our dad. You know.
Yeah.
It's just he's so like worked into like a sleep schedule where he wakes up at 6 a.m. for work, where that it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I think he'd prefer to
Well,
be up late. You know.
well, yeah, and then also like for me, if I don't tire myself out, like physically and mentally, I definitely have a hard time falling asleep. I've always had like heart issues with that, just in general, for like school or whatever. Um, like I've just always had trouble with like having a very solid sleep schedule because I need to like fully tire myself out to be able to sleep. Um, and I don't know if I have like some type of like sleeping disorder or something or what, but that's just how I function. So it was like very much cranked up to 11 during all that.
And it's crazy to think. Well, what I was getting at earlier is like we streamed a couple nights a week, maybe. Like we played a lot of Remake.
Yeah, FF7 remake.
And then Tara was like streaming through Kingdom Hearts. That's when she was doing that. But like
yeah, I got through so much.
I just wish we would
as
have
far as,
done
like,
more.
like-
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, if it happened again right now, we would probably stream literally every day,
Right.
if
And
I had to guess.
yeah, it was just scary though, because it was like you don't like obviously we were getting unemployment and stuff, but you don't know where like how long that's gonna last and how long you didn't know. I mean, shit, the place I work for could have closed down. You know what I mean?
Permanently, yeah.
So it's like
There was a lot of places that didn't, yeah.
right, definitely. I don't know why we got on this topic, but like the pandemic was crazy. Is crazy. It was crazy, y'all. Shit was nutty.
But also, it was like on a nicer note, it was like when we were like streaming, obviously like everybody was streaming more, right? Like everybody just found all this time that they like, and a lot of people decided to put it into streaming. And so we were able to like meet a lot of people and make a lot of really cool
That's true.
memories and stuff. So
That's very true.
For that I'm definitely grateful.
All right, guys, that's it for the podcast this week. Thank you so much for listening to A Slice of Life from Mike and Jason.
It was a bit more personal.
Bro, you know what I've been watching, though? Again?
What?
Fucking The Beatles fucking Get Back, dude. On Disney
I
Plus.
known from the voice you did.
Yeah, the voice I did. It's me, George Harrison. Or Old Greg.
Or freaking Barry Gibb.
Barry Gibb. Barry Gibb, you have to talk
to me,
like...
brother.
Talk to me, brother. Ha! Barry Gibb. But Tara's been watching it with me.
He says his name like he's fucking Pikachu.
Barry Gibb. Ha! He does. But I've been watching it with Tara, right? Because she really likes the Beatles as well. And when I originally watched it, I just like fever dream watched it at my computer,
Right.
while doing other shit. And then like Tara and I watched it, or we're not done with it, but we started watching it. We're like halfway through because it's like fucking 6 hours or something.
Yeah.
And
It's like a Lord of the Rings film.
yeah, Peter Jackson. That's
that
what he
way.
likes to do, dude. And it's just crazy, like watching them take songs that you know very well and just writing them on the spot.
Yeah.
Like there's this moment where like
differently or some shit.
right, there's this moment where like Paul starts writing Get Back, right? And he just like you can hear it kind of, he's just like playing this chord on his bass. and then he just like starts being like, and you're like there's no words. He's just like he's right.
Actually doing
Yeah,
that.
that's literally what he's doing. Yeah, he's not singing words at all. And like George and Ringo are just sitting there, and John's like probably doing heroin or something, and like he's just like, and then he just starts going, get back, get back. Get back, blah, 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 blah. You know, like he doesn't have words, right?
He just knew Get Back was it.
He just knew Get Back was in it, right? And like, it's just crazy because that song's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And he just like out of nowhere just fucking comes up with it. And there's some songs like they show up and you can tell they were working on it alone and they brought it to the group. But that he literally, you can tell he just comes up with it.
Just in front of them.
Just in front of them. And it's just like, what the fuck? But then like, a couple hours later in the doc, the producer keeps asking him, "Hey Paul, can you turn down your bass like on your bass guitar itself?" And then Paul turns around, he starts messing with the amp. He goes, "No, turn it down on the guitar." And Paul McCartney doesn't fucking know what his knobs on his bass guitar do.
That's crazy.
Like one of the greatest songwriters / bassists of all time, and he doesn't know what the knobs on his guitar do. Like it's just like what the fuck.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's really nuts. And I highly recommend people watch it. I know it's a lot, and some of it is definitely skippable. Like there's a bunch of times where like him and John are just like they the song Two of Us, which is the first song off Let It Be.
Mm-hmm.
Like they meme that song a ton. Like there's one part where like Two of us standing like they're singing like that to each other. And Ringo and George are just playing along with them, but you can tell they're just like, really, guys? Like, what the fuck? You know?
This sounds like a Super SpikeGhetti Bros stream.
Basically, dude, it's basically what it is. And I started writing my own words to that song.
Oh, nice.
And I just, Tara hates it, but I'm just always like, the two of us touching boners, touching wieners, touching dongs. The two of us, you know, and then there's the part where it's like, we're going home, and I'm like, we're touching dongs, like, and she gets so mad because it gets stuck in my head, or in her head, and it's in my head too. I'm just singing it all day.
Singing about touching dongs.
Yeah, dude. And then, you know, I always ramp it up to be fucking more than that, you know, like. Docking our dicks together, smacking testes. You know, just whatever fucking like
it's got too visual.
Yeah, and then Tara's just like, shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up. All right, last thing I want to say about Paul McCartney though is he's going on tour again.
Wow.
He's like old as fuck, right?
Yeah.
And the tour is called Paul McCartney Got Back. Right?
I don't know that they get.
Because he's trying to capitalize on the Get Back documentary, right? But he explained it as, I told you guys I'd get back to you. I'd come back again, and I got back. Right?
Oh, no.
Because he's old, right?
Oh, no.
And then somebody I follow tweeted, I can't believe there's a whole tour about Paul McCartney's fat ass. Because it's Paul McCartney Got Back.
Yeah. The fuck? Who okayed this?
Dude, someone was not doing Paul any favors, dude.
Who's caretaker?
Yeah, right?
Who's the caretaker, bro?
Paul McCartney's definitely clicking dementia symptoms, typing in Google, and it has purple links, dude, for sure.
It's all
for
purple.
Sure. Anyway, that was the Ansem Report podcast. We're going to take a short break, Jason. And when we come back, we're going to do the question of the week.
Okay, if this is your first episode and you're somehow still here, dude, listen to every other episode.
Right. We don't normally do this.
You are somehow still here.
There's just literally nothing to talk about with Kingdom Hearts that we haven't already talked about a million times. And, you know, they need to announce something new. You know what I mean? Like, it's just...
Also, it's just like... We can come up with stuff sometimes, dude, but like, holy shit.
Well, we said this a little earlier, but part of the issue was we came up with something that we thought would work, and then it turns out it doesn't work for the podcast at all. So we made it into its own thing, but we spent like a fucking hour.
2 hours. Yeah.
We spent like a fucking hour doing it, and now we're like, fuck, we still got to do a podcast. So we just said, you know what? We'll talk about KH20, and then we're going to shoot the shit, dude. Because you guys like us, right? You like hearing us talk.
Hopefully.
If you don't, then come back next episode. Well, actually stay now, because we're doing the question of the week now.
Yeah, now it's going to be Kingdom Hearts.
Right. So we'll be right back.
This is Richard Epcar. Welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. Come to the darkness.
Welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast. It's time for the question of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Afro-Roxas, dude, the goated legend, for that sting.
True.
This week's question of the week, Jason, is from me. What Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer was your favorite and why? Side question, is regular Pat right, yes or no?
Okay.
SPCat says, my fave is going to be the final battle trailer. It just sat so well with me for some reason. Can't quite put my finger on it. Could it be that it literally has my favorite line in all of KH in it? You don't believe that. It also just made me feel like, yo, it's coming. Gavin Dodson says, I personally love the initial release trailer where Sora picks up the Keyblade on Destiny Islands. Honestly, I kind of wish I stopped watching trailers after that. I feel as though I was spoiled for most of the game by watching every trailer that came out after that one. I just felt like the trailers left me feeling very unsurprised when the game came out. So in other words, Gavin says Pat was right.
Yeah, dude. He's on Team Pat.
Team Pat. BioRoxas says, I really like the Olympus Orchestra trailer, and the Frozen trailer was cool. I was in the middle of the grocery store when my phone started blowing up with notifications that there was a new trailer, haha. I just also want to say before we move on from BioRoxas, Bio recently released a statement that he is going to be doing content creation as more of a hobby. Because he wants to spend more time with his family, and I just want to say to Bio, I support and salute you, my friend, 100%. I'm proud of you, and I love you.
I'm Chippendale saluting, dude.
Yep.
As he's blasting off in his gummy ship. Godspeed.
Hashtag thank you, BioRoxas. Start the hashtag, everybody. Alex says, I like the Toy Story World revealed. Those types of trailers were good and spoiler-free for the most part. Also, assuming we're talking about Pat being right about the KH3 trailers fucking over the game in a way, yeah, I agree. I didn't touch any KH trailers till after I beat KH3, so when I went back to watch trailers, oh god, what the hell were they thinking? I understand it was in development for a really long time and needed to keep the hype up, but holy shit, man, did they really have to show the whole fucking game? At least Final Fantasy VII Remake had the decency to wait a really long time until the next trailer, even though as soon as it came back, they spoiled more shit, what the fuck, Square, which was a step in the right direction. But holy shit, and apparently Square did it again for Neo, The World Ends With You by spoiling more shit. Yeah, sorry, Square, I'll watch 1 or 2 trailers, but once you start bringing out the final trailers and whatnot, I'm out of here. If I missed something and we're talking about Pat being right about something else, then no, LOL. So, like, I don't know. Alex said he didn't watch the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
And then watched them after he played.
Okay.
But the question we're asking is, did it ruin the game? So I don't know if Alex can answer the question because he didn't watch the trailers. He doesn't have the proper context.
Shut the fuck up. I think his answer is still valid, dude.
I don't know, man.
You can't just invalidate his
he might not have the proper
like
context. Sean _AFK says, I have 2 favorite trailers. Again, not answering the question properly. The final battle was probably the best cut together trailer they made. That could have been the trailer for an actual movie and the way it all flowed together, and even though in retrospect, I would say it showed too much at the time, it was jaw-dropping. The most emotional reaction I had to a trailer was Toy Story. I think that was the first time we were told there'd be a Pixar inclusion, and that hit me so hard. I jumped up from my desk and just started screaming, Toy Story, Toy Story! I'm sure I sounded like a lunatic.
What's that voice?
That's how I imagine Sean jumping up from his desk. Toy Story. All right, Billy the Kid Lawrence wrote a fucking novel, so here we go. For 6 years, I waited and waited and waited, staring outside of my classroom windows for what felt like an eternity, daydreaming of that myth of a game and whether or not it would ever come out. Would I ever live to see Kingdom Hearts 3? Would the world perish before then? The 6 years passed as I became an adult, off to experience new worlds in my metaphorical gummy ship. In 2012, I rekindled my love for Kingdom Hearts after a long hiatus. I re-experienced the games I'd already loved, but I also played Birth by Sleep for the first time ever that year, while also popping up my Mommy cherry for the first time ever as well. Oh, Aqua, you had me at, Ben, you hopeless sleepyhead, Mommy. That same year, I had one of my favorite experiences ever in handheld gaming with Dream Drop Distance. The hype was building and the dream was looking to surely drop soon, even if from a distance. 2012, the year that we all thought we were going to die in December, was inching ever closer to its end. But suddenly there was a light in the darkness. Disney finally bought Pixar, and right then I knew the world wasn't going to end. I looked at my coworker, Jacob Cox, who I had just recently met via working at the movie theater, and I called it. Disney just bought Pixar. Now Nomura can do a Toy Story world, and I guarantee you next E3, KH3 gets announced. I laughed. I can dream, and so, dream on I did for a whole nother year. E3 2013. I was upset this day, for I had to work during the press conference. I was sweeping the hallways of the formerly known as Rave Motion Pictures Metropolis 18 movie theater in Plainfield, Indiana. With broom and butler in hand, I was just itching to get home, because I just had this feeling, this magical feeling, that maybe, just maybe, the dream would become reality that night. It was getting late, and in the middle of sweeping up a code white dry spill of popcorn, I got a text from none other than D. Jacob Cox, a good friend at this point now. The Jacob Cox text, it read, Kingdom Hearts 3 in development. I broke down on my knees in awe and buttery popcorn and in slight tears before getting back to work. I rushed home, and I almost got a speeding ticket in doing so, needing to see this trailer with all my being. When I got home, I ran up the stairs, breathing in and out super fast, my heart racing more than it ever had in my life. Then it happened. I did the thing, and finally witnessed the dream being realized. I sobbed uncontrollably, as did the rest of the world, as Sora picked up Daddy, Ericus's former Keyblade, with that beautiful score and animation that could and did bring a grown man to tears. The dream was real. The world would go on. I could rest easy now. Kingdom Hearts 3 was in development, and I found out via a damn text from Jacob Cox, that son of a... Not for real, though. That trailer is my absolute favorite for how it made me and millions of others feel. We did it. We're here. Onward to the new dreams ahead. Imagine the new world with me. Believe in it and dive in. Mommy. Also, yeah, Pat's right. Pat's always right. He's a G, and BioRoxas is a bottom.
Dude, that reading hit so different, dude. Because like just how you were reading it, you're like I don't know, just how you were reading it, and then also like I'm listening to Kingdom Hearts. Okay, I'm sure everybody else has had this shit pop up in their suggested, because it's been my suggested every goddamn day. Sora's bedroom, beach house, ocean ambience, relaxing Kingdom Hearts music to study / relax / sleep to. Okay, and it was playing the motherfucking Kyrie theme, but like the music box one or whatever. And so that shit was just hitting, dude. That nearly brought me to tears.
You're welcome. Thank you, Billy the Kid.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Billy the Kid Lawrence. Mommy.
Kyrie's bro says, I didn't watch any of the trailers out of fear of spoilers. I really didn't need any hype. I'd been waiting long enough. I knew I would buy it day one and live it, and sure enough, it was amazing. As for the side question, I don't know what it's referring to, but he's regular Pat, so he's definitely wrong. P.S. Actually love the guy, and KH1 is the best game. Dreamer says, the one where Sora just screams at the end. Like, I'm not sure which one it was, but when Sora screamed, holy shit, I sat there for like a good hot minute thinking, oh shit, oh fuck, what happens in KH3? The fear was real, guys. And then they add, regular Pat being right? When has that happened? I knew this question was just gonna grief Pat.
It was gonna be a shin kicking for the ages.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember specifically the screaming. That's in the finale, right?
That's the final battle trailer, yeah.
The final baddie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baddie. The final baddie.
Final
I can't
baddie?
talk today. The final baddie, dude. Yeah, I remember being like, "Holy shit, dude! That's either fucking Riku or Kairi dying, bro." Little did I know, it was essentially both.
Is all.
It was everybody.
Mark Creation Studio says, I love the first trailer. Good way to reveal a new game. Also, yes, regular Pat was absolutely right. Mark, I don't think you understand how this works. You're supposed to kick Pat in the shins.
Yeah, dude.
Phil
You're
Games.
supposed to say regular who?
Exactly. Phil Games says, I wasn't around for the KH3 hype circle, so I can't really comment on any of the specific trailers, but I definitely agreed with Pat. Showing Roxas in one of the trailers was just dumb. I don't know, Phil. I feel like we knew Roxas was going to be there.
There's literally no way. You can't watch Blank Points and then tell me that like not every single person is coming back, dude.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
I think it was pretty
there's
obvious.
no way. You
I-
could have told me Ericus was coming back and I would fucking believe you after watching Blank Points, bro.
Right.
What the fuck?
Egg of Dog says, I think by default it'd be the final battle trailer since that's the only one I remember. If you don't compare it to the full game, it's a really good trailer. At the time, it took my hype to unreal levels. The highlight for me is at 2:35 when the music kind of syncs with young Xehanort going, there's no saving you. Chills every time.
Yeah,
That said,
dude.
I feel like the biggest misstep for this trailer was showing too many things that the viewer would have, or at least easily been able to infer the full context without actually having to play the game. Like showing the Axel seeing Kairi as Shion in the hyperbolic time chamber moment was a mistake in my opinion, whereas putting Sora Scream in while it's very late in the game is a good move because it got my wheels turning as to how our boy gets to this point. It's not too hard to guess though because the trailer also shows everyone getting swept away by the Demon Tide, not to mention the fucking Zeta Flare, the Final World, and Scala. Foolish! The first half of the trailer before Don't Think Twice kicks in is perfectly fine, but after that it feels like it goes off the rails into real spoiler territory. But yeah, Pat's super right. The whole showing too much thing isn't even a problem specific to KH. I went back and watched the final trailer for Neo 2E, and holy smokes, they spoil everything they possibly can. It's chock full of spoilers that I'm not even comfortable putting here in full detail because of how big they are. You got every look who's back moment in the game, the coolest boss, fights against characters who ostensibly have no reason to be fighting, and large sequences from as far in as the last couple hours. I think I said this before, but I'd caught this trailer before starting Neo. I might not even bothered playing it at all, which in hindsight probably would have been for the best. If Square keeps aggressively showing stuff from the last moments of their games, I prefer they at least have the decency to lie to me about it like Marvel does.
Damn.
Roasting The World Ends With You. And rightfully so. Jup
Yeah, how dare they
214.
spoil it?
That's right, Jup 214 says, Dude, I might be a basic bitch, but watching Sora pick up Erica's Keyblade on Destiny Islands got my nipples hard as fuck. As far as Pat being right or wrong, I was like him where I tried to avoid most of the trailers. That being said, I think the point he made was my favorite was that showing characters like Vanitas isn't a good thing because the diehard fans know who he is, but the people who only played 1 and 2 don't know who he is at all. So the people who will get hyped for a reveal like that are already going to play the game, but that's just bad marketing in my opinion. But I don't think the trailer should have flat out ruined the game for anyone. Thank you, Jup. Wildcat Diana
too
says,
much, but didn't ruin it.
right. So Jup agrees with Pat, but said no, he's wrong too. Wildcat Diana says, for me, it's a toss between the announcement and the development trailer because it all made us scream collectively, and the final battle trailer. I'm not too picky on spoilers when it comes to video games because the experience is tied to gameplay also, and I loved every moment of the trailer. Specifically because Kingdom Hearts, you really need the context to know what's going on.
That is true.
She
dude.
said, you don't have the right context.
That is so true.
You
dude.
don't have enough context.
I've never heard a more legit fucking phrase in my life.
You
But like,
don't
no, I
have the
actually
right
do 100%
context.
agree with Diana. Where it's like, to me, it's like, and I know I said this last week, but like, I watched it and was incredibly hyped for like weeks, right?
Mhm.
Then by the time the game came out and I'm in the middle of playing it, it's all out the window. Like I'm just in the moment, like I'll be thinking about, okay, what could happen next, but not in the context of like, oh yeah, we saw this in the trailer, and then this, and then that, and then this, and then that. Like trying to like piece it together.
Right.
Like, I'm more like in the moment of the game, what has happened in the game, and not even like consciously. You know what I mean? I'm not
Right.
like, okay, don't think about the trailer. Like I just don't.
I agree.
And I do the same thing with like Marvel movies. You know what I mean? Like every single time a Marvel movie would come out, or like for example, like the Doctor Strange trailer, like I watch it and I watch it and I watch it, but then I'm not like in the middle of the Marvel movie like, oh yo, that was in the trailer, like, so this must mean that, this must mean that. Like I'm not like, I'm just consuming as much as I can
Right.
in that moment. So it takes all my brain power.
Yeah, I agree.
All my cereal consumption, if you will.
KH Waterblock says, honestly, it might be a tie. On one hand, the first trailer I list made me excited overall, where the second trailer I list got me interested the most. The original E3 2013 trailer where it was announced. I absolutely lost my mind and apparently lost the ability to speak and type coherently. I love this trailer because of how pre-rendered and goofy it is too. Honestly, I couldn't have asked for anything more at the time, even though it was way too early to announce it, as Nomura says. The other trailer would probably have to be the one attached to the 2.5 E3 2014 trailer. It was the chess scene at the end of the main 2.5 trailer, but using Nomura's art and text with beautiful piano arrangement in the background. To me, simple trailers like that excite me more than things that... To me, simple trailers like that excite me more about things than repeated gameplay clips of Sora fighting Heartless. Yeah, those trailers are crazy hype too, but I just love that trailer, I think, the most. Cheery Theoden says, I was super casually a KH fan when 3 came out, as in I only played 1 and 2 because I thought the side game stories didn't matter. And the only trailer I remember seeing was the E3 announcement with Sora fighting a beta version of a demon tower. That being said, KH3 was so fucking fun to me, and is the reason I dove back in the other games and the fandom at large. I just had to know the backstories for all these characters I had always heard about but knew nothing about. I say all that to say I'm really confident Pat is right. I was shocked when I found out how much the KH community hated 3, but after watching his recent video on the topic, I can understand a bit more. So, there are obviously people out there that say they hate KH3's story, but to me, like, I feel like most of the KH3 hate comes from people that are like, well, it doesn't play the same as KH2. Or like...
There's definitely that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think that I don't know. I wouldn't say the general consensus is that people hate 3. I think there's a lot of people that were like kind of disappointed or like whatever, right? But yeah,
I wouldn't say that's the general consensus. I think stupid people say that, but if you don't like KH3, you're stupid. There, I said it. Sirius Black says, I don't think I have a favorite trailer, but if I had to choose one, it'd be the final battle trailer. The trailer at the time felt like it was really setting up a climax at the end of the saga. However, when I look back on it, I do agree and disagree with Pat on whether or not KH3 ruined itself. As a KH fan, anything KH related is good for the community because it just opens up so many conversations. We get to see so many KH creators like you guys and Damo and the Secret Reports and a host of other creators bring fire content. So I disagree with Pat on one hand because those trailers really did give something to the community that it did not have for years. Where I agree with Pat is more how the trailers took the element of surprise and shock factor. I mean, sure, we got that through the trailers, but the reactions would have been over 9,000 if you discovered it for the first time in game. The best comparison I would give would be Sora being in Smash. Even though it was a rumor before the announcement, no one really knew if it was true, so those Sora and Smash reaction videos were priceless. I think if there was no final battle trailer, the game would have been much better received both from KH fans and non-KH fans. Thank you, Sirius Black, for saying nice things about our content.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Cheese and Quackers says, hello, this is my first time answering the question of the week. I started listening to the podcast about a year ago, and I finally decided to participate in the Discord server.
Yo.
Thanks for joining us. I got into Kingdom Hearts in 2020 after seeing the Remind trailers, so I wasn't really around when the trailers were dropping for KH3. But after looking back at all the trailers leading up to the release of KH3, I would say my favorite is the original E3 2013 trailer. There's something special about that trailer to me. I think it reflects the series as a whole. I could also imagine how much hype there would be after seeing that trailer. It was one of those moments where KH community would come together and start theorizing all the little tiny details they could find. I agree KH3 did ruin itself. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I loved KH3. It's my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. But I also didn't watch any trailers for it before going in, but I think Square showed way too many events that were going to happen in the game. For example, Roxas showing up was one of the biggest moments in the game, and they showed it off in the trailer like it was nothing. Cheese and Quackers, thank you. And thank you for
thank you.
joining the Discord.
Welcome
Kingdom
to the
Holly.
Discord.
says, I'm actually playing through 3 for the very first time as we speak, and it's been so much fun. It's already my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. Coming to the series so late, I knew the plot and the big reveals, but it's still been an awesome ride. I agree with what Jason said last week, that you're not thinking about the trailer material in the moment, you're just having the experience as it is coming to you. So I think ruin is too strong of a word, but I do think the trailers would have lessened that raw experience. I also think KH is interesting as a community because it was the lead up to KH3 that caused the online community to form on a global scale. What I mean is that I hear Jason's point about the trailers being part of what got the ARP and other content creators to start creating. You guys had an interesting point about the trailers and the spoilers/reveals and them being part of the KH fan experience, which for KH also includes stuff outside the games themselves, like theorizing. So I guess I'm torn on how to move forward. I want that fresh, raw KH experience I haven't had yet, but I also don't want to miss out on the community excitement from going through the trailer saga either. Too long didn't read, ruin isn't the right word, but it depends on whether you only care about playing the games as part of the KH experience. Very well put, Holly. Thank you.
Dude, that was a god tier answer.
Yes.
Especially because they kept saying I was right.
I wondered if you were going to comment on that. Jason, what's your answer? What's your favorite KH3 trailer?
My favorite KH3 trailer... I think it was like the Sony. Yeah, because that's the one where they revealed Darkwa, right?
Yes.
Well,
Darkwa was originally revealed at like the orchestra, remember? And then the next day.
No, I don't remember that.
The next day it was on the Sony one, I think. I think you're right.
Yeah. That one was really my favorite because, like, to me, because, like, I don't know, dude. Everyone is saying, like, I wish there wasn't, like, big reveals like Roxas, even though I've stated I feel like that's not a big reveal. It's, like, pretty obvious it's happening. But, like, there needs to be at least one big thing, right? Now, looking back on it, there's definitely a lot that's spoiled, right? But without the context and it being jumping back and forth chronologically, I think it still works. I think they could tone it down a little bit, but I think there still needs to be one really big reveal at least. And that one, to me, was the one that got my wheels turning so freaking much, dude. Like, that was one of those things where not only was I like, mommy, I was like, yo, this is cool as shit, dude. Because it's like, it's different because, like, when Riku turns into like half Darkling or whatever, like, it didn't feel like the stakes were as high, right? Because it's like the first game and there's like a whimsical type of vibe to KH1 in general, right? Like, it definitely doesn't feel like the stakes are as high even after replaying it like a million times or whatever, right? But like in that moment, it was like, yo, Aqua's Norded, Terra's already Norded, like, holy shit, bro, like, what the hell? And then they had already announced Vanitas, and then, like, you see Vanitas, like, well, it looks like almost like summoning Ventus out of his chest, right? So it was like, holy shit, like, the stakes had, like, never felt higher to me, and was like, that to me was one of the best moments of any of the trailers, and I would be sad if it wasn't in.
Yeah, Pat has a whole thing about that Aqua one, how it doesn't really matter. And, like, I think that's the point. Right?
It is the red herring that people are asking for.
It's the point. Like, the point is it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah.
It's not a big spoiler.
Roxas is the same thing.
Right. Like,
and Shion.
It's like when they take whatever Avengers movie that was where they put green ass Hulk in a part where they're all sprinting forward, and it turns out Hulk wasn't even in the movie, basically, right?
Yeah.
It's when they do stuff like that, you know what I mean? And obviously that's not as big of a deal, but like, I think it's fine that the Darkwa thing didn't turn out to be some big sprawling gameplay narrative thing. It was just a boss fight, because like it's meant to and yeah, the shock value would have been more in the moment in the game, I guess, but like, do you want it to have that shock value in the game? Because like he said, it's just like a red herring.
Right.
Because to me, like, if there's shock value and then it just ends, it's like, oh. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's better that it was like ruined, so to speak, in the trailer, to me at least.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was saying as well, like with like the stakes never feeling higher, like you see
that with Aqua and everything, but then yeah, you're seeing everybody getting like swept up by this giant fucking tornado of Heartless and like all this shit, and it definitely was like a down in the fucking dumps like trailer, and it was something I felt like a lot of people were asking for. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Everyone was like, yeah, we want this to be more dark, more serious, more all this stuff. And then that's what they gave us, you know?
Yeah.
It's definitely, even when you're in fucking Winnie the Pooh, Sora's like, wow, I can't feel my same connection I have with Pooh. Like, this is all like definitely a lot more like dark and serious. And
right.
Obviously, there's not fucking like blood and shit in it, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's a lot more serious. Like, the characters are like, there's like multiple scenes where the characters are like crying and stuff, like, like literally like tears, and their eyes are freaking red. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very emotional game, and I don't know. I don't feel like Roxas being taken off his hood and showing all of that stuff really ruined it at all. I think it mainly, and like I said last week as well, some of my favorite memories are talking with people about Kingdom Hearts. Not even just, and that's why we have this podcast, right? Like, it's not even about playing it. Like, it's about like sharing the experiences, and as well as, you know, talking about, this is what I think it is, or it could be this, it could be that. And the fact that the game is, I don't know the exact right term, but like that it's deep enough to have those type of conversations and stuff like that, I think is really cool. And that's something I really love about the game. And so I hope they continue to have these really banging ass trailers. And when that happens, man, for the next game, we're gonna be eating good, dude.
For sure.
Like, just
Jason the anti-Pat, if you will.
Just thinking about these old KH3 trailers just brings me back to that moment when I was like watching them, and just like the hype that I felt, like all this stuff. And it's like, I feel like with all the stuff that we've done with streaming and with the podcast and with everything, it just makes it even more important to me. Like, it makes it even cooler.
Right.
And so, yeah, I'm excited. Bring on the fucking spoilers, dude.
Bring on the fucking spoilers, he says.
Dude,
Fuck you,
put
Pat.
Zora in the trailer.
Fuck you,
Put the girl
Pat.
in the trailer. Put everybody in the trailer,
Just kidding,
bro.
Pat, I love you.
Put Zora in the trailer. Oh no, shit, he's in the fucking game, bro. What?
You want to know what my favorite trailer is?
Yes.
The classic Kingdom trailer, dude.
Shit.
The one where it shows Sora and Donald Goofy getting the fucking classic Kingdom games, and then it just shows classic Kingdom games, and that's the trailer. And
Shut the fuck up.
No,
dude.
listen. This is why it's my favorite. Hear me out. Is because
they made you waste all that time.
Here's the thing. I remember at the time, everybody, I don't remember what event that trailer was part of, or even if it was, but I remember people knowing that there was going to be a new Kingdom Hearts trailer and getting really hype, and then that's the fucking trailer they dropped, and everybody was pissed, dude. Everybody was mad, and I thought it was so funny. Everybody was they're like fuck these fucking Game & Watch games on here. Fuck what the fuck, no mirror. Like, everybody was
fucking McDonald's kids meal ass games.
Everybody was so mad, dude, and I loved it. I was thriving. It was funny, dude. And I loved it. Got it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this week's question of the week. Jason, do you have a suggestion for next week's question of the week?
Dude, next week's question of the week is, what is the best classic Kingdom game?
Yo, you're right. That's a great question, dude. What classic Kingdom game tickles your gooch, dude?
You have to go play all of them.
Yep.
I don't know if you didn't play all of them. You got to go play all of them.
If you just
what
say
is the best one?
Mickey cuts it up, I know you're fucking lying.
It's the first one.
I know you're fucking lying if you say Mickey cuts it up.
No
okay?
way, bro.
I know you're lying. Unless you can
Dude,
give me a synopsis.
Off the top of my head, I think my favorite one, I don't know the name of it, but the one where like the eggs are like falling through the pipes and you gotta like turn the pipes.
Oh, that's a good one.
To make it that's probably my favorite one off the top of my head.
I don't remember what that
I think
one's
it's just
called.
brain dead enough, but just not brain dead enough.
All right, everybody. You heard
My
Jason.
least favorite one is the dumbass giant one. If you
Dude, why
say
are
you
you
like the giant one the best,
Why are
you're
you
fucking
spoiling
wrong.
your answers for next week, dude?
Dude, I gotta, dude. It's a trailer, dude. It's not a spoiler.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys for listening and watching the Ansem Report podcast. Hopefully you're okay with us veering off and talking about something different when we don't really have Kingdom Hearts stuff to talk about. We appreciate that. Be on the lookout for our videos and shit. We got stuff coming out soon. So, thank you for listening and watching and putting up with us. Jason, hit him with it.
May your hearts be your guiding key.
Thank you.
Now fuck off.
Got it. Thank you to our patrons, Nesquick 502, DJ Korn, DP Grant, Energy Scott, SBCat, Famous for Nothing, Gavin Dodson, Iron Aggro, Iron Daddy Sean, Ya Boy Woody, Pokemon Trainer J, Lisa S, Mr. Trumpeter 711, Matt M, Orpheus Joshua, Preferred Whale 6, Sean _AFK, Swarls Barkley, Tyler Rims, Vigilus Gaming, Water KH, Yawn Song, Zach P, Lands of Masters, Egglag 29, Frank, Regular Pat, Fabio the Iguana, Unholy Dolphin, Vetus, What's Up Carl, Cheney, Damon Z, Elbow Juice, Kyrie's Bro, Travis Town Jr., Phil Games, Afro Roxas, and Broondox. Thank you guys so much for being patrons. If you want to support the podcast and all our other projects, please go to patreon.com/SuperSpikeGhetti where you too can show us some support in that way. We have lots of cool, really awesome, fun projects on there that are only exclusive to the Patreon, and you get a lot of stuff early. For example, our 2021 Twitch clips video was early on Patreon. People could watch it early. It was pretty cool. I know, we're pretty awesome like that. Also, you get the podcast at least a day early. So thank you again to all those patrons. If you're interested, go check it out. And yeah, that's it, I think. Thank you again. on Victory Royale. Yeah, Fortnite, we about to get down. 2 wheels on the board right now. Just wiped out Tomato Town. It's not bound. Now we're in the Pleasant Park streaks. The math, look at the mark sheet. Take me to your Xbox to play Fortnite today. We can have Misty Meyer, but not Lou Lake. I really want to chug with you. We can be pro Fortnite gamers. He said, hey, broski, you got some heels in a shield pot. I fucked up the lyrics and I'm at only 1 HP. Said, bro, sorry. Found nothing on this safari. I checked the upstairs of the house, but not the underneath yet. This is the part where I don't remember any of the lyrics. I just know he gets to, I got V-Bucks that I'll spend. More than you can contend. I'm a cool pro Fortnite gamer. Cool pro Fortnite. Take me to your Xbox to play Fortnite today. That's right. I'm putting that on the end of the podcast. Fuck you.